we are. Finally popped in. Okay. Alright, welcome to the stream, everybody. Today, we're going to have another laid-back stream. I'm actually going to be working on probably a couple of new commander decks for Magic. I've been working on some stuff in the background, so we're probably going to be looking to see if we can refine anything. There is a deck that I currently have pulled up that I'm not finished with yet. So we'll probably do that, and then we might start a new one. The stream is going to be shorter than normal. Normally we go for about 4 hours. This one's probably going to be around 3. Not super short, but we'll see how things go. But hopefully everyone's having a good day, a good week. You made it to Friday. Again, congratulations. Payday is here, hopefully. If you get paid every other week, hopefully this week is the week you get paid. But yes, I hope everyone has been having a good day. I saw the other day that apparently Stream Elements, the OBS version that I use, is going to potentially shut down just because it hasn't been profitable. So I might have to migrate my settings to regular OBS or Streamlabs or something. But for now, it still works. So we're going to keep using that. I don't know how I'm necessarily going to do my multi-streaming because that's built into Stream Elements. But we'll eventually get it figured out. But yeah, I mean, you know, today's been a good day. It's generally been a good week. We are listening to the Valkyrie Profile OST. So I am super excited about that. We're going to be listening to that throughout. And we will probably replay it or we'll move on to another one. I was thinking probably Star Ocean 2 after this. Because it looks like the Valkyrie Profile OST is about 2 hours. So yeah, we'll probably get through all of that and then head into a different one after that. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this. So switching over. And pop. Okay, so the deck that I'm working on right now, currently the title for it is Do It Like We Do on the Discovery channel. If you know the Bloodhound gang, that will be familiar to you. If not, enjoy that piece of pop culture. It is a funny song. It is a bit crude, but I think it's awesome. So, but anyway, this deck, as you no doubt can tell, the main mechanic is discover, or at least that's what I'm trying to do. And we are mainly doing this with dinosaurs. So, I know the group of friends that I play Magic with, which we are having a session later on today, which is why the session or the stream is going to be a bit shorter. But they have a friend who I don't believe I've met that has the dinosaur deck. I don't know what their deck looks like, but mine is specifically around Discover. The commander for this deck is Pantalaza, Sun Favored. It's a legendary creature. Dinosaur is a 4/4. Costs 2 colorless, a forest, a mountain, and a plains. Whenever this or another dinosaur enters the battlefield under your control, you may discover X, where X is that creature's toughness. Do this only once each turn. And to facilitate this, you exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land card with that mana value or less. Cast it without paying its mana cost, or put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom in a random order. So that should be fun. And then, excuse me. And then after that, we just have like a whole bunch of dinosaurs and stuff that facilitates certain things. It's actually surprising there aren't a ton of cards with Discovery. From what I'm seeing here on Scryfall, it's only around 31. So, not all the dinosaurs have Discover, but some work in tandem with Discover and other dinosaur effects. So, a lot of the dinosaurs in here are pretty heavy hitters. But we want the Discover mechanic from Pantlaza and a couple of other places because it allows us to play dinosaurs, and then that kind of allows us to play more dinosaurs, and it just kind of spirals from there, right? So it's all like do more is essentially like what the goal is here. Like right here, bellowing Aegisaur. It's a 3/5, costs 5 colorless and 1 plains. It has an enrage mechanic. I believe a bunch of these have enrage, and enrage the ability does something whenever the Aegisaur is dealt damage, and I believe survives the attack. I think. Actually, I can look that up. Enrage, MTG. Okay, so no, it's not that they survive. It's just when they take damage. So it triggers even if they are dealt lethal. Okay, good to know. So in this case, whenever this creature is dealt damage, put a +1/+1 counter on each other creature you control. So once you have like a whole bunch of dinos out, you want this guy, and you want them to specifically hit this dude because it makes everyone else stronger. Burning Sun's Avatar 6/6, 3 colorless, 3 mountains. When Burning Sun's Avatar enters the battlefield, it deals 3 damage to target opponent and 3 damage up to 1 target creature. The extra damage is a bonus. Basically, what we're doing with a lot of these is we're bringing the creature in, it does something, and then I have dinos that create more dinos, and like when certain dinos are in, it gives like every other like incoming dino like haste and like all this like crazy stuff. So you basically have like one big turn if like people can't do anything is the idea. Carnage Tyrant, it's a 7/6, costs 4 colorless and 2 forests. Carnage Tyrant can't be countered. It has trample and is hexproof. So that one's just good all by itself. Assuming they don't have something that can block it and kill it immediately or absorb all the damage. Curator of Sun's Creation. It's a 3/3 human artificer. It costs 3 colorless and 1 mountain. Whenever you discover again for the same value. This ability triggers only once each turn, so again, do more. Dinosaur Egg 0/3. So 1 colorless and 1 forest. Evolve. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, if that creature has greater power or toughness than this creature, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. When a dinosaur egg dies, you may discover X, where X is its toughness. So again, do more. Dinosaurs on a spaceship. It is a 7/7, costs 4 colorless, a plains and a mountain. Has vigilance and trample. Vigilance means that you don't have to tap it to attack. So if it survives the combat, you can also have it block later, which is great. But other dinosaurs you control get +1/+1 and have vigilance and trample. So it just does more. You can pay its suspend cost. Suspend 4 for 3 colorless, 1 plains, and 1 mountain. So essentially, it's a 1 less than its normal converted mana cost. So you suspend 4, which means you put 4 time counters on it. Whenever a time counter is removed from dinosaurs on a spaceship while it's exiled, so yeah, you put 4 counters on it and you exile. And then I think you remove 1 each turn. Suspend MTG. Let me just make sure that I understand. Yeah, so it lets you exile a card from your hand for a discounted cost. Place a set amount of time counters on it. You remove a time counter at the beginning of each of your upkeeps, and you cast the card immediately without paying its mana cost when the last counter is removed. So you can suspend this unless your opponents can do something about things in exile. This eventually essentially gets temporarily removed from the game. It has 4 time counters on it. Whenever you remove a time counter from this card while it's exiled, create a 2/2 red and white dinosaur creature token with flying and haste. So you can create a maximum of 4 of these, and then once all the time counters are removed, you can take this from exile and place it, and you can play it, put it into the battlefield essentially, which is cool. We have Atali Primal Conqueror. Some of these you'll see we have multiple versions of certain cards. This is one of them. So again, Atali Primal Conqueror, it is a 7/7, costs 5 colorless and 2 mountains, has trample. When Atali enters the battlefield, each player exiles cards from the top of their library until they exile a non-land card. You may cast any number of spells from among the non-land cards exiled this way without paying their mana costs. And you can, in this case, this is 9. When it's usually this, it usually means 9 mana, or like, I think you can pay the equivalent of 9 life, I'm pretty sure. And you can transform Atali, and you can activate this only as a sorcery. So only at sorcery speed, which means you can't instant this. You can basically only play this on your turn, and only during one of your main phases. But if you do this, you can transform it, and it becomes Atali Primal Sickness. It transforms into a Phyrexian version of an Elder Dinosaur. It becomes an 11/11, gains trample and indestructible, and whenever Atali Primal Sickness deals combat damage to a player, they get that many poison counters. A player with 10 or more poison counters loses the game. So basically, if you let this go through and take all of the damage, or at the very least are unable to block 2 damage without and nothing else, then you can survive the encounter. But as soon as you get 1 more or more than 10, you just lose. We have another version of Atali Primal Storm. It's a 6/6, 4 colorless and 2 mountains. Hear me talking a lot. Usually don't do that, so. Whenever Atali attacks, exile the top card of each player's library. Then you may cast any number of spells from among those cards without paying their mana cost. So basically, it's like the Conqueror without the transform. And it's 1 cheaper. Which is still fine, because it just lets us do stuff with exiled cards, which are also not your own, which is cool. Then we have Galta and Mavrin. It is a 12/12. It's a vampire dinosaur. 3 colorless, 2 forests, 2 plains. It's got trample. Whenever you attack, choose 1. Either create a tapped and attacking XX green dinosaur creature token with trample, where X is the greatest power among other attacking creatures. which normally is probably going to be this one. So at minimum, you're going to get another 12/12 with trample. Or create X11 white vampire creature tokens with lifelink, where X is the number of other attacking creatures. So if you have like an army, then this might be better in terms of like needing to get your life back up in case like some kind of huge attack is coming. Chances are, if you're attacking with a dinosaur army, that person's like dead unless they have protection, some kind of instant removal, or they just so happen to have enough toughness to block and tank all the damage. But yeah, pretty nasty card. And then we have Galta Primal Hunger. It's a 12/12 that costs 10 colorless and 2 forests. This spell costs X less to cast, where X is the total power of creatures you control, and it has trample. So this is pretty steep on its own. However, if you have a bunch of, you know, big creatures out, you can essentially have this, like if you have like 10 power at least, you can have the X part cost 0, and then just play it for 2 forests, which is pretty crazy. And then we also have the Galta Stampede Tyrant. It's a 12/12, costs 5 colorless. I love this track, by the way. Valkyrie profile, like Lenneth, the first Valkyrie profile, peak OST, especially the battle themes. This is like the regular encounter battle. But getting back to the card, 5 colorless, 3 forests. It's got trample. When this enters the battlefield, put any number of creature cards from your hand onto the battlefield. So, like, this is like insane, right? Insane. Especially if you have things that like give it like haste, and like incoming creatures get haste and stuff like that. Like, this is a game winner, pretty much. Assuming your opponents can't do anything, right? Then we have Gigantosaurus. It's a 10/10. It costs 5 forests, and that's just it. It's just huge. Just huge. Then we have Gisath, or Gishath. I guess it depends on how you want to pronounce that. But Sun's Avatar, it's a 7/6. It costs 5 colorless, a plains, a forest, and a mountain. It's got vigilance, trample, and haste. And whenever this deals combat damage to a player, reveal that many cards from the top of your library. Put any number of dinosaur creature cards from among them onto the battlefield, and the rest on the bottom of your library in random order. So you want to overload your deck with like useful dinosaurs, pretty much. And then we have Kolga and Yadaro. It's a 7/7. It costs 2 colorless, 2 forests, and 2 mountains. And when this enters the battlefield, choose 1. It can either gain trample and haste until the end of turn, or you can make it fight a target creature you don't control. So you can basically attempt to just like nuke like a creature. There is a discard mechanic here. You pay 2 colorless, a forest, and a mountain. Discard this card. Destroy up to 1 target artifact or enchantment. Shuffle this card into your library from your graveyard, then draw a card. So basically, this is, you can use this to nuke an artifact or an enchantment, and then this goes back into your library, assuming that they don't do anything, and then you get a card draw, which is crazy, right? So you like want this to like get destroyed. Or well, you want to be able to pay like the cost for destruction, essentially. Then we have Kneel to the Raptor. Sorry, a little parched. Again, I usually don't talk this much. But it's a 2/2. One of the lowest cost dinos that we have and lowest overall power and toughness. But it costs 3 colorless and a mountain. It has the enrage mechanic. Whenever this is dealt damage, it deals 5 damage to target creature and opponent controls. So yeah, like you want this to get in at least 2 hits. Because then this could just like kind of nuke like smaller stuff. Which is cool. It's always nice to be able to do that. That way it's less stuff that your opponent can use to block. Assuming they don't have a way to remove this or counter it or whatever, right? Then we have Polyraptor. It's a 5/5, 6 colorless, 2 forests. Also has the enrage mechanic. Whenever Polyraptor is dealt damage, create a token that's a copy of Polyraptor. Which I'm not sure if when you create a copy of Polyraptor, if it's taken damage this turn, if it copies the toughness at what it's currently at, or if it copies it as if it were a new version of it, like with its full like life and whatnot. Either way, it's kind of not bad because you have blockers and you have blockers for stuff that isn't flying, isn't protection from green or whatever. So yeah, it's just to do more. And then we have Pugnacious Hammer Skull. It is a 6/6 and it costs 2 colorless and a forest. Whenever this attacks while you don't control another dinosaur, put a stun counter on it. So you want to play this after you have established some dinosaur presence on the board, which, given that it's a 6/6 and it costs 3 total, not bad. I mean, I guess the trade-off is obviously having another dinosaur on the board, right? So you're really paying whatever the extra dino is plus this. But this costing 3 is great. So not going to complain about it. Solid card. Moving forward. Next, we have Quake Strider Ceratops. It's a 12/8. It costs 3 colorless and 3 forests, and that's just it. It's just a big guy. Just a big guy. Then we have Quartzwood Crasher. It's a 6/6. 2 colorless, 2 mountains, 1 forest. Oh, another great track. This is the boss encounter music. So good. Anyway, so trample. Whenever one or more creatures you control with trample deal combat damage to a player, create an XX green dinosaur beast creature token with trample, where X is the amount of damage those creatures dealt to that player. So good. So good. So good. I love it. And then we have Rampaging Brontodon. It's a 7/7 that costs 5 colorless and 2 forests. It's got trample. Whenever this attacks, it gets +1/+1 until the end of turn for each land you control. So, like once you get once you get a ton of land, like even at minimum, right? If you have like 7 land, this becomes a 14/14 immediately, which is insane, right? On top of the fact that it has trample. So give this haste, just let it get an attack. If opponent can't do much, then awesome. If it takes them multiple creatures to be able to mitigate the damage, then hey, you're taking out a bunch of creatures, which is also good. So amazing stuff. I actually have to use the restroom, so I will be right back. Sorry about that. Do that. Okay. I am back. Where were we? We were at we just did Brontodon, I believe. Regal Imperiosaur. It's a 5/4. It costs 1 colorless and 2 forests. And other dinosaurs you control get +1/+1, which is nice. Sign of Calamity. It's a 5/5. It costs 3 colorless and 2 forests. It has Myriad. Whenever this creature attacks for each opponent other than defending player, you may create a token that's a copy of this creature that's tapped and attacking that player or a planeswalker they control. Exile the tokens at the end of combat. So it's a free attack. You might get to take some stuff out, or you just get free. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So it's just free damage on a player, or if they choose to block, you might take something out. But if you do damage to a player, it also does, whenever this deals combat damage to a player, destroy target artifact or enchantment that player controls. So just do an extra, which is great. Silverclad Ferocidons. It's an 8/5, 5 colorless, 2 mountains. It's got the enrage mechanic. Whenever this is dealt damage, each opponent sacrifices a permanent. So, yeah. This is just about doing fucked up shit. Really, the whole thing is just creating a bunch of dinos and then just going to town. Pretty straightforward, self-explanatory. So yeah. Snapping Sailback. It's a 4/4. Costs 4 colorless and a forest. It's got flash. The flash mechanic is you can basically play this anytime you could play an instant. So you can just play it whenever the fuck you want, which is great. I don't know. I don't believe flash gives it immunity to summoning sickness. I think you can just play it whenever. So if you need like a blocker, then you can just quickly play this. It also has the enrage mechanic. Whenever this is dealt damage, put a +1/+1 counter on it. In this case, it must survive the damage to get the counter. So if you just need something to block real quick, you can put this in, put me in, coach, and hopefully survive that encounter. Then we have Sun Crown Hunters. They're a 5/4, costs 4 colorless and 2 mountains. Also has the enraged mechanic. Whenever Sun Crown Hunters is dealt damage, it deals 3 damage to target opponent. So ideally, you want this to take 4 instances of damage, and then just deal 12 damage to a player, split among a number of players. Ideally, you want it to take 3 separate instances of 1 damage a turn, so that it can survive and make it to the next combat with being able to, do more. So yes. Then we have Temple Altasaur or Altasaur. It's a 3/4, 4 colorless, 1 plains. If a source would deal damage to another dinosaur you control, prevent all but 1 of that damage. So nice mitigation there. Might allow your dinosaurs to survive to the next combat. Potentially, maybe. Got a lot of these, but we're almost done. Yes. Dinos. I was saying earlier how you guys have a guy that has a dino deck, and I'm not sure if this is similar. But I'm creating a dinosaur deck based around the discover mechanic. So, and there aren't a ton of cards with discover, so I can't imagine this is anything too new. It can. It depends. It can. There's potential for that to happen. But given what I've seen about dinosaurs and how like they work, that kind of really seems like the only way to play them. I just thought it looked like fun. So, you know. Oof, not having too much luck with that. Um, so we're just going over the deck that I've made so far, and then I still have, it looks like about 16 cards to add to it. We have Terrian World Tyrant. It's a 9/7. It's an ooze dinosaur. Hey, there's your 4. Very nice. It's 2 colorless, 3 forests, and it's just a big guy. Just a big guy. Next up, we have Thrasta, whatever. Tempest Roar. It's a 7/7. It's 10 colorless and 2 forests. This spell costs 3 less to cast for each other spell cast this turn. It's got trample and haste. It's got trample over planeswalkers, and it is hex-proof as long as it entered the battlefield this turn. So, pretty cool. We have Thundering Spineback. It's a 5/5. Costs 5 colorless and 2 forests. Other dinosaurs you control get +1/+1. And if you pay basically the same mana cost minus the forest, you can create a 3/3 green dinosaur with trample. The commander is Pantalaza Sun Favored. Whenever this or another dinosaur enters the battlefield under your control, you may discover X, where X is that creature's toughness. Do this only once each turn. So it seemed like the most appropriate one for the thing that I'm trying to do. Okay, so next we have Titanoth Rex. It's an 11/11. 7 colorless, 2 forests. Got trample. You can cycle it for colorless and a forest, discarding that and drawing a card. When you cycle, put a trample counter on target creature you control. So, kind of nice. You really want that out on the board, but being able to give something trample for 2 is not terrible. Atla Palani. Do I have that one in here? It doesn't look like I do. Oh, hold on. Atla. I assume that's a multicolored one. Huh. Really? Atla Palani. Ah, human shaman or shaman. I guess it depends on how you want to do that. 2/3, 2 colorless tap. Create a 0/1 green egg creature token with defender. Whenever egg you control dies, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a creature card. Put that card on the battlefield and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Oh, cool. That's really nice. It seems scary. I might consider that. Gishath, I do have Gishath in here. This one, Sun's Avatar. Vigilance, Trample, Haste. Whenever this deals combat damage to a player, reveal that many cards from the top of your library. Put any number of dinosaur creature cards from among them onto the battlefield and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Yep. I saw that and it was like, this deck needs it. It needs it. A trumpeting Carnosaur 7/6. Costs 4 colorless, 2 mountains. Got trample. When this enters the battlefield, discover 5. And then its mana ability is 2 colorless, 1 mountain. Discard this. It deals 3 damage to target creature or planeswalker. Oh, yes. Well, fun asterisks, right? And then we have Tyrannix Rex. It's an 8/8. It's a 4 colorless, 3 forest. This spell can't be countered. It has trample, ward 4, haste, and toxic 4. So, yeah, pretty fucked up. Oh, thanks for the lurk, man. Hope the rest of your day goes, workday goes well. I didn't see when we were meeting up today, but it looks like we're still figuring that out right now. And then we have Urban Dagger Tooth. It's a 4/3. Costs 2 colorless and 2 forests. It's got vigilance and the enraged mechanic. Whenever this is dealt damage, proliferate. When you proliferate, you choose any number of permanents and or players, then give each another counter of each kind already there. So, yeah, just win more, which is nice. 6 and 6/30. Yeah, I figured that's normally what it is. I wasn't sure if we were like meeting up earlier or whatnot, but that works for me. It gives me some time to like get settled in, maybe get a bite to eat, maybe get like a quick nap in or something. So, Vaultborn Tyrant. It's a 6/6. It's 5 colorless, 2 forests. It's got trample. Whenever this or another creature with power 4 or greater enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 3 life and draw a card. When this dies, if it's not a token, create a token that's a copy of it, except it's an artifact in addition to its other types. Not eating before tonight? Gotcha. skipping the usual meal beforehand. And we have Verdant Sun's Avatar. It's a 5/5. It is a 5 colorless, 2 forests. Whenever this or another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you gain life equal to that creature's toughness. So if you have a big turn where you get a bunch of dinos in, even if they die, you get like a ton of life, which is great. And if this manages to stay alive, whenever you create dinos, you also get life off of that. So win more. Love it. All good. Yes, sir. Oh, by the way, did see a movie yesterday. I know a lot of people are singing its praises. I'm going to be sipping for it as well. There is a horror movie out. It just came out. It's called Obsession. So good, so good. Like I have not had a movie actually unsettle me as much as like this one did in like a long time. Like the last movie to really like make me feel like kind of like physically sick was the first Smile movie. Um, and I don't even remember when the first Smile movie came out. It's probably been at least like 5 years, maybe. But Obsession, so good. It's directed and written by Curry Barker, or I think, or Barker or Baker. Well, either way, this guy is just continuing the trend. It's continuing the trend of like I'm a YouTuber and like I'm just going to create a horror film and it's just fucking insane. Um, yeah, like amazing shit. Um, this is like his first like feature film that got put on the screen, and goddamn, like the cast so good, especially the actress that played the main girl. Holy shit, she can fucking act. Like goddamn. Like she like scared me. Like I was just like sitting there, and like whenever she was on screen, I was always like tense. And I was like, oh shit, what the fuck is she gonna do? That's just gonna unsettle me and make me feel disgusted. Amazing performance. Like I hope this like just launches like her career, even if it's just like her getting roles and like becoming like a new scream queen. Um, I know awards aren't important, but she deserves all of them. Like she put in like the performance of the year. I think Obsession is the best film that I've seen this year so far. Like straight up. New IP. Um, it's great. And it's a fresh take on like an old idea. So without spoiling it, because this shit is in the trailer. Um, this is about a guy who is lovesick for a girl, and he's too much of a chicken shit to say what he means to say, um, what he wants to say. And so he uses this um, artifact, totem, cursed item. It's like a monkey paw, but it's called the One Wish Willow. And like basically, it comes in like a little like triangle box that kind of looks like a finger trap, and you make a wish and then you break it in half, and then your wish comes true. But like the monkey's paw, unless you're extremely specific, the wish grants you the wish based on what it thinks you want. And most of the time, when you think you want something and then that gets telephoned into something that thinks it knows what you want, shit goes sideways. And that's what happens in this movie. Shit goes sideways like that. And it's like it's a fucking roller coaster. It's a roller coaster. Um Amazing movie. Amazing movie. If you get a chance to see it at some point, fucking watch it. One of the best films I've ever seen. That's saying a lot. I watch a lot of movies, and most of the time, a lot of horror movies are just kind of like, they're just slop. They're fun, you know. But yeah, this one is like, huh, so good, so good. Ugh. Like I've never felt more like disgusted and like more like scared, like leaving the theater. You know, normally movies don't do that to me, but I was just like, ooh, ooh, it's great. I love it. And unlike Smile, this thing can't follow me to my house and fucking kill me. Um, unless someone goes batshit fucking crazy, then maybe, but not this. So it will just hurt me in my brain while I'm unconscious and don't remember a damn thing because I don't remember my dreams. Anyway, back to the deck. We have Wakening Sun's Avatar. It's a 7/7, costs 5 colorless and 3 planes. When Waking Sun's Avatar enters the battlefield, if you cast it from your hand, destroy all non-dinosaur creatures. So it's the board wipe, which is great. Then we have Wayward Sawtooth. It's a 5/5. It costs 2 colorless and a forest. It has the Ascend mechanic. If you control 10 or more permanents, you get the city's blessing for the rest of the game. It's a special condition that some cards have. And so you may play an additional land on each of your turns, and this thing cannot attack or block unless you have the city's blessing. So basically, you really don't want to play it unless you can get the city's blessing, which is kind of a duh thing. So it doesn't cost a lot, but you have to play it at the right time. And then we have Wrathful Raptors. It's a 5/5. It costs 4 colorless and a mountain. It's got trample. Whenever a dinosaur you control is dealt damage, it deals that much damage to any target that isn't a dinosaur. Any target, which means players. Or any creature that's not a dinosaur. But this is another way to circumvent not being able to deal damage directly, especially if the creature that you hit blocks all of it. You can still do damage to players, which is great. And then we have Yidaro, Wandering Monster. It's an 8/8. It costs 5 colorless and 2 mountains. It's got trample and haste. You can cycle it for 2. When you cycle this, shuffle it into your library from your graveyard. If you cycle the card named this 4 or more times this game, put it onto the battlefield from your graveyard instead. Do this before you draw. So basically, you want this to die over and over and over again until you can basically just cycle it back into the battlefield. Yeah. Good shit. Then we have Zakama Primal Calamity. It's a 9/9. It costs 6 colorless, a plains, forest, and a mountain. It's got vigilance, reach, and trample. When this enters the battlefield, if you cast it, untap all lands you control. You can pay 2 colorless and a mountain, and it deals 3 damage to target creature. You can pay 2 colorless and a forest, and you can destroy target artifact or enchantment. Or you could pay 2 colorless and a plains, and you can gain 3 life. If you have enough mana and enough of the right colored mana, you can do this as many times as you are allowed. And it's just a really fucked up card. Finally, for the creatures that we have in here for now, we have Zetalpa or Zetalpa, maybe. Primal Dawn. It's a 4/8. It costs 6 colorless and 2 plains. It has flying, double strike, vigilance, trample, and is indestructible. So, yeah. Moving on to the sorceries in the deck, we have Daring Discovery. It's a 4 cost. No, it's a 5 cost. It's 4 colorless and a mountain. Up to 3 target creatures can't block this turn and discover 4. And then we have Hit the Mother Load. It is a 4 colorless, 3 mountains. Discover 10. If the discovered card's mana value is less than 10, create a number of tap treasure tokens equal to the difference. So either way, you get good stuff. We have Walk with the Ancestors, which is a 4 cost, 4, I keep saying 4 cost, 4 colorless and 1 forest. Return up to 1 target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand and then discover 4. We only have 1 instant in here right now, which is a Chroma's Will. It is 3 colorless and 1 plains. Choose 1. If you control a commander as you cast the spell, you may choose both instead. Creatures you control gain flying, vigilance, and double strike until the end of turn. Creatures you control gain lifelink, indestructible, and protection from each color until the end of turn. So you don't want to let that one through. As far as our artifacts, we've got Brass Tunneler's Grinder. It's 2 colorless, 1 mountain. When this enters the battlefield, discard any number of cards, then draw that many cards plus 1. At the beginning of your end step, if you descended this turn, put a boar counter on this. Then, if there are 3 or more boar counters on it, remove those counters and transform it. You descended if a permanent card was put into your graveyard from anywhere. And then it transforms into Tekutlin or Tekutland, whatever. The Searing Rift. You can add a mountain or a red mana when you tap it. And whenever you cast a permanent spell using mana produced by this, discover X, where X is that spell's mana value. So, yep. Then we have Buried Treasure. It's a 2 cost, 2 colorless. Tap, sacrifice, Buried Treasure, add 1 mana of any color, or you pay 5 colorless and you exile this from your graveyard. Or I guess you tap, sack, and then you exile once it's in your graveyard for 5. And you discover 5. So then we have Chimil, whatever. The Inner Sun. It costs 6. Spells you control can't be countered. At the beginning of your end step, discover 5. Our only enchantment right now is Aestheticism. It's a 3 colorless, 2 forests. Creatures you control have hexproof, and you can pay a colorless and a forest. You can pay 2 mana, regenerate target creature. Basically, the next time it would be destroyed, instead tap it, remove it from combat, and heal all the damage on it. We have our usual spatter of forests, mountains, and plains. I have not decided what I want, what version of these I want yet. But we also have Hidden Courtyard, Hidden Nursery, and Hidden Volcano. These all give the respective mana colors, but they also have pay 4 colorless and the color mana that they are. Tap, sacrifice, discover 4. You can only do this at sorcery speed, but still, you need to discover something. And then we have Yavimaya Hollow. You can add a colorless to your mana pool when you tap, or you can pay a forest and tap and regenerate target creature. So far, that's what I've got. It's 84 cards. We're going to try and figure out what the what all else we're going to put in there. Ooh, I just saw a message that our friends that said before they might not be able to make it is going to be making it. So They'll get to experience Oprah today. Yeah, buddy. I'm excited. I'm excited. It's gonna be great. I'm definitely gonna put this one in. So Atla Palani. Okay. Close that tab. Oh, you know what? Egg. Um, let's see if there are any other dinos I want to put in here. Considering this one, migrating Ketrodon 6/6, 4 colorless, 2 forests. It's got reach. When this creature enters, you gain 4 life, cycling 2. That's a maybe. Um, how do I search out commanders you want to build? Um, honestly, what I do is I try to base. I come up with a theme for my deck first, and then I look at whatever commanders can do that. So I always decide on a theme first before commanders, and then I look out and see if there's a commander that can do what I want. Um, I found that that's easier to do than searching out a commander and then like searching out the thing that I want to do only to have it be like, oh yeah, this thing can only be done by like 5 cards. Um, I also don't know all of the cards all that well. So while searching for effects and like commanders, I get to like kind of build into my rote memory things that like I might want to theme stuff around or like do later, and then be like, okay, like I'm seeing this effect come up a bunch of times. Is there like a guy that can do this? You know? Um but like I build my decks like I you know how I play. I play a very like specific type. So if I can't do like that thing or do something or do something fun, then I just don't do it. Describe what happened to me. I think of a color identity I want, then I pull up all the commanders in that color. That's also not a bad way to go about it. Um, the only thing that kind of sucks is like when you want to theme something around an idea, but the idea ends up just being like monocolor. Um, that like hurts a little. um, I wanted to work on a rat deck. But when I looked up like rats and stuff, there are only like 100 like rat cards, and I was like, um, and like most of the rats at best, the multicolor ones are only like 2 and not like 3. So it's just kind of like that cuts out so many like cards, you know. So I was like, I guess I can't really do a whole lot of rat stuff until like maybe a few more like sets come out, because they're like cool rats, but like there's just like not enough to make it interesting, I think. So I'll probably hold off on making like a rat themed deck for a while, which is kind of sad. um but it is what it is, you know. It is what it is. um I'm building it. Oh, okay. I will look at that. Sideboard is just arts I like. Nice, 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 nice. um, I might put in Needle Tooth Pack. Uh, 4/5, 3 colorless, 2 forests. Morbid. At the beginning of your end step, if a creature died this turn, put 2/1/1 counters on a target creature you control. Give me a second. Boop. Oh, I see. That's cool effect. I don't know if you want these broadcasted on there, so I'm just looking at them while not having the window captured. Oh, wow, that's a really interesting one. Oh, this is the one that you were talking about, the gold guy. Ooh. Nice. Mm-hmm. That's a good one. I've considered the Final Fantasy VIII man. Ah, nice, nice. Very cool. Very cool. He is, yeah. Very, very interesting. Ooh, I don't think I'm gonna put this in here, but the flavor is really cool. If you've played the Turtles in Time video game, it's a prehistoric Turtlesaurus, which I believe was the name of the uh, the dinosaur level in Turtles in Time. But it's a 4/5. It costs 4 colorless and a forest. The spell costs 1 less to cast if you control a creature with a +1/+1 counter on it and it has vigilance. Might consider it, might not. We'll see. Um, as far as mana goes, I might want to put in ranging raptors. So 2/3 costs 2 colorless and a forest. It's got the enraged mechanic. Whenever this is dealt damage, you may search your library for a basic land card and put it onto the battlefield. Tap, then shuffle. Yeah. Big Apple 3 a.m. Nice. It's like that's the first level. I'm pretty sure. The one where you fight Baxter Stockman, and you have to avoid the Krang's fucking robot eye laser things. I think I'll put in ranging raptors. That sounds good. A fungus dinosaur. That's interesting. I guess I shouldn't be too surprised that there's a dinosaur version of Spider-Man. Hmm. Oh God. Skullspore Nexus. Okay. This spell costs X less to cast, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. Whenever one or more non-token creatures you control die, create a green fungus dinosaur creature token with base power and toughness, each equal to the total power of those creatures. You can pay 2 and tap, double target creature's power until the end of the turn. Actually, yeah, that's great. Thank you, sir. Skullspore. Nexus. That is awesome. Oh wow. That does fucked up shit. It only happens once, but if you can get it back onto the battlefield after it dies, or like bounce it, that's pretty sick. Tranquil Frillback. It's a 3/3. It costs 2 colorless and a forest. When this enters the battlefield, you may pay forest or green mana up to 3 times. When you pay this cost 1 or more times, choose up to that many. Destroy target artifact or enchantment, exile target player's graveyard, you gain 4 life. So, wow. That's just a player has a bad day. Pretty interesting. Maybe. I don't think I have anything right now that can bring stuff back. I mean, technically I have regeneration, but like regeneration doesn't remove it from play and put it back into the battlefield, I don't think. I think it just stops it from dying. Regenerate. If a creature with a regeneration shield would be destroyed by lethal or destroy, and it instead taps, is removed from combat, and has all damage cleared. Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. Because regenerate, from what I understand, doesn't actually remove it. It just stops it from dying. So it technically doesn't leave. I'll think about this one. Ah, I gotcha. I don't know. I mean, regenerate doesn't seem like it's that confusing, but I guess I kind of understand where people get hung up on that stuff. Oh man. Maybe this one. Um, it's Quineth, firstborn of uh uh Gishath, whatever. It's 2/3, costs a forest and a mountain. It's got haste. When this enters the battlefield, you may pay 2. When you do, target dinosaur you control deals damage equal to its power to another target creature. So this is like a nuke, which is pretty cool. Maybe. Ooh. I think I definitely want to put in this guy. Lonnie's Hatcher. It's a 5/3, 3 colorless, 1 forest, 1 mountain. Other dinosaurs you control have haste. When this enters the battlefield, create 2/0/1 green dinosaur egg creature tokens. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you control 1 or more eggs, sacrifice an egg, then create a 3/3 green dinosaur creature token. Yeah, other dinosaurs having haste is great. Polani's Hatcher. um. Oh man. So I have things with Enrage. It might be good to add one of these or both. Um, Raging Regisar. It's a 4/4. It costs 2 colorless, a mountain, and a forest. Whenever this attacks, it deals 1 damage to any target. And then you have Raging Sword Tooth, which is a 5/5. It's basically the same cost except 1 extra colorless. It has Trample and When this enters the battlefield, it deals 1 damage to each other creature. Maybe you like that haste effect. Rhythm of the Wild is the one you should look at. Okay. Oops. If I could spell. Rhythm of the Wild. It's an enchantment. It is 1 colorless, a forest, and a mountain. Creature spells you control can't be countered. Non-token creatures you control have Riot. They're in the battlefield with your choice of a +1/+1 counter or haste. Oh wow. Yeah, that seems pretty good. Rhythm of the Wild. Okay. Oh, here we go. That is some kind of art, let me tell you. Not sure which one's better, so I'm gonna leave these up in the air for now. I'll come back to those. Hmm. um, do it like they do in the Discovery Channel. Yeah, brother. That's what it's all about. Um, this might be worth it for the proliferate. Uh, Hualtley's Raptor. It's a 2/3 and it costs a forest and a plains. It's got vigilance. When this enters the battlefield, proliferate. Um, Thinking about it. Maybe. Maybe. Mm. Okay. Let's see. Ooh. Dinosaur Stampede. It's an instant. It is 2 colorless and a mountain. Attacking creatures get +2/+0 until the end of turn. Dinosaurs you control gain trample until the end of turn. Maybe. Hell yeah, magic. Absolutely. How's it going, Yama? Hope you're having a good day. Appreciate you dropping by the stream. Uh, doing some chores. We're doing we're building a commander deck. We're doing dinosaurs themed around Discovery. The commander is Pantalaza, Sun Favored. It's a 4/4, and whenever this or another dinosaur enters the battlefield under your control, you may discover X, where X is that creature's toughness. You can only do this once each turn. Yee. Dinos is fun. It seems like there's like a limited amount of ways you can build one that's effective, but um Dinos is kind of up my alley as far as like discover. Don't have a good commander for them. There's a couple, but you kind of have to. It's like it's very limiting right now. I guess it just depends on what you want to do, but seems like the main thing you want to do with dinosaurs is have them create more dinos and then running your opponent. Yeah, big stomp, brain turn off. Absolutely, absolutely. um, Commune with dinosaurs. Sorcery, one forest. Look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal a dinosaur or land card from among them. Put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. Maybe. Big tribal player. It's fun to build. Yeah. Creating I should say that I'm new to Magic. Oh man, that doesn't matter. Magic's been around for like forever. That you can just start whenever and like and enjoy. It's so much fun, especially if you like proxies. Um, because like it's expensive. Yeah, I do have dinosaur egg in there. I thought about doing displaced dinosaurs because I think I have. Do I have a decent bunch of legendary creatures? I think, kind of. I have some. I have some artifacts too. Although, is that legal? This um displaced. Displaced. Oh, it is. Cool. In my old LGS proxies were kind of looked down on, so my decks are in paper for the most part, with the exception of lands. Ah, you're in ads. Oh, okay. Well, I will answer your stuff once we are back from the ads, then, Yama. Displaced Dinosaurs is a card I love. Okay, it is legal. It's in your Roxanne deck. And Commander, people don't care much about proxies. Yeah, I was gonna say the landscape of Magic is has changed enough that most people really just kind of want to have fun instead of being like a stickler about like you know yeah, as long as you aren't entering tournaments and stuff. It's a casual format, yeah. Okay, I think I have enough that I can put displaced dinosaurs in there. Okay, we should be coming back from the ad break in about 3 seconds. All right, so yeah, I did read your comments there, talking about how your old proxies were kind of looked down on and whatnot. The format's changed enough that I think most people are fine with it as long as you aren't entering into like a tournament. Kind of like how Cobalt was saying. Honestly, I think proxies is really kind of the only way to play. Like unless you've got money, yeah, it's just building a deck the intended way just isn't is just not is just not how things go. It is just not how things go. Right, right. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I was looking at that and I was like, okay, so my artifacts essentially become like creatures, um, which are vulnerable to creature specific board wipes, which is kind of fine, but like in the sense that I'm going to be playing displaced dinosaurs, I'm probably going to play it on a turn where I think I can make it work. So, um, I think a lot of board wipes that people carry though tend to do more than just creatures. Especially in like the commander format, you want to wipe like multiple things, right? So, um, besides like lands, because land wipe is still kind of looked down upon. But ah, ran out in Roxanne to make the meteors 7/7 dinos. Gotcha. What was that? There was a there was a thing that specifically. Oh, it was this one that fished out um the the planeswalker. I might consider putting the mount and a planeswalker in, maybe. Getting my rocks wiped kills the deck, right? Yes, white is in as well. It is very much in. Dragman. Austere command and farewell. Ah. Right. Sorcery, 4-card list, 2 planes. Choose to destroy all artifacts, destroy all enchantments, destroy all creatures of mana value 3 or less, destroy all creatures of mana value 4 or less. Very good. Same mana cost as the previous one. Choose one or more. Exile all artifacts, creatures, enchantments, graveyards. Damn. Woo! Yeah, that's for sure. Oof. That's rough, though, if you don't have a follow-up, but they are good. They are very good. Right. Exactly. Hmm. Oh. Is that legal? It is. Okay. Triassic Egg, 4 colorless. It's an artifact. Pay 3, tap, put a hatchling counter on this. And then remove 2 counters from this, sacrifice the egg, put a creature card from your hand or graveyard onto the battlefield. It's pretty cool. The ability to choose what you got makes them nuts. Pretty sure only white does this. Yeah, white. I've noticed white board wipes tend to do a lot and let you choose more or less like what you want to do. Which makes sense thematically, right? Because like white is like purifying stuff, kind of. Um, so that kind of makes sense thematically. Um, hmm. Oh, do I not have Monstrous Vortex in here? I don't. Enchantment. 3 colorless, 1 forest. Whenever you cast a creature spell with power 5 or greater, discover X, where X is that spell's mana value. Monstrous Vortex. Yes, I have. I have not looked at Atali's Favor. I do have both versions of Atali in there. Favor is the enchantment, I think. Yeah, the aura. Enchant creature you control. When this enters the battlefield, discover 3. Enchanted creature has +1/+1 and has trample, and it costs 3, which isn't bad. Not too bad. Yeah. Ooh. I should consider Zoyoa's Justice. It's an instant and it costs 2. The owner of target artifact or creature with mana value 1 or greater shuffles it into their library, then that player discovers X, where X is its mana value. Okay. Zoyoa's. Yeah, I will say that that's like both like a pro and a con of like the way of like the things that I want to build into this is that it's like there's like just enough to create something, um, but there isn't like a ton of stuff. Um, it's both good and bad. Don't forget ramp and draw. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Um, search for basic land. Oops. Images. Um, Garrick's Uprising. Enchantment costs 3. Here's the battlefield. If you control a creature of power 4 or greater, draw a card. Creatures you control have trample. Whenever a creature with the power of 4 or greater enters the battlefield under your control, draw a card. Oh yeah, that's definitely ramp. All right. Uprising. Whenever I see or hear the greater good, I just think of Hot Fuzz for the greater good. Uh, Cost 4, sacrifice a creature, draw cards equal to the sacrifice creature's power, then discard 3 cards. Yeah, that's actually not terrible. Especially if I can sack like a token. Right. Oh. Hmm. Right. Draw 12. Yeah, I'll definitely put that in there. Return of the Wild Speaker. Instant. Cost 5. Choose one. Draw cards equal to the greatest power among non-human creatures you control, or non-human creatures you control get +3/+3 till the end of turn. Oh, that is really good. Helps me win more in either case. Planeswalker of Stompy. Stomp, stomp. Hmm. Hmm. Godspeed. I appreciate the suggestions, man. Hope the rest of your workday goes well. Looking forward to meeting up with y'all later. We're only going to be going for probably like another hour or so, and then we'll call it early. Hmm. I think I'll put Archdruid's Charm in there. I like that. Tempt with Discovery. It's a sorcery that costs 4. Tempting offer. Search your library for a land card and put it onto the battlefield. Each opponent may search their library for a land card and put it onto the battlefield. For each opponent who searches a library this way, search your library for a land card and put it onto the battlefield. Then each player who searches their library this way shuffles it. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, we've got 2 cards left potentially. Rarely played in Commander. Yeah, I mean, I like I like stuff that gives players things that gives me things, you know? Cause like cause I'm taking a gamble at that point. I'm taking a gamble that like by giving you stuff, you allow me to have stuff. And even if I don't win, it might allow someone else to win and to do something fun. I like stuff that does that. That's why the Oprah deck is so much fun because it lets everyone get land, and as a consequence of everyone getting land, it allows me to cycle the deck so that I can get more stuff to create more elementals to do damage to everybody. It's fun, big gamble, but um, I enjoy it. Tempt, tempt with bunnies. Ooh, 3 cost. Draw a card and create a 1/1 white rabbit creature token. Then each opponent may draw a card and create a 1/1 white rabbit creature token. For each opponent does, you draw a card and you create a 1/1 white rabbit creature token. That's funny. Oh man. Is there a card that makes every other creature that I control a dinosaur? Oh, of course. Well, well, that's the thing, right? We're playing for fun, so like you can feel free to say no, and the only consequence of you saying no is no one else gets a land, and I still get a land. So like, like it's another one of those things where it's like it's a win more condition, and I like stuff like that, right? Like Nexus. Ah, 4 costs, artifact. Creatures you control are every creature type. The same is true for creature spells you control and creature cards you own that aren't on the battlefield. 3 cost tap. Create a 2/2 blue shapeshifter creature token with changeling. Ooh. That seems cool. Dino DNA. Hmm. Oh, hey, there's that Nexus you were talking about before. Huh. Um, creatures you control are all creature types. Oops. I can't imagine it's a card that they want to print with that specific text a lot. Oof, geez. Arcane adaptation. Oh, I forgot about Coat of Arms. Ashes of the Fallen, yep. Oh, damn. Cryptic Gateway. Tap to untap creatures you control. You may put a creature card from your hand that shares a creature type with each creature tapped this way onto the battlefield. Whew. Banner of Kinship. As this artifact enters, choose a creature type. This artifact enters with a fellowship counter on it. For each creature you control of the chosen type, creatures you control of the chosen type get +1/+1 for each fellowship counter on this artifact. Damn. Hmm. Conspiracy? Um, Maskwood, Nexus, Conspiracy. Oh, did we get done? Oh, we did make it to the end. Okay, let's see. Star Ocean 2. Okay. This would be good if I could use black, but I cannot. Ley line of transformation. Ah, this would be good if I could use blue. Pretty good, though. I guess I will just have to go with what's it's called? The Maskwood Nexus. Well, this is assuming that I put in the bunnies one. Do I put in the bunnies card? I mean, I do have some non-dinos in here. I'm not sure if they're worth turning into dinos, but they could benefit from the dinos. It might be worth just putting them in. The question is, do I want to put in another thing that lets me put creatures onto the battlefield? Or do I want to make it so that when creatures come into battle, they have that much extra +1/+1s? Because Coat of Arms is pretty good. It seems like that effect is persistent with more creature types. Banner of Kinship seems like it's just when it enters the battlefield, though. Kindred Charge and Kindred Summon. Okay. Kindred Charge. 6 cost. Choose a creature type. For each creature you control of the chosen type, create a token that's a copy of that creature. Those tokens gain haste. Exile them at the beginning of the next step. Oh, that sounds pretty good. Kindred Summons. Cost 7. This one's an instant. Choose a creature type. Reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal X creature cards of the chosen type, where X is the number of creatures you control of that type. Put those cards onto the battlefield, then shuffle the rest of the revealed cards into your library. Both of those are actually pretty good. Door of Destinies. Door of Destinies. 4 cost. As Door of Destinies enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Whenever you cast a spell of the chosen type, put a charge counter on Door of Destinies. Creatures you control the chosen type get +1/+1 for each charge counter on Door of Destinies. Huh. Yeah, that's definitely a kill on sight card for sure. Yeah. Yeah, you want that to die. You definitely want that to die. What are you doing, cat? Hmm? Hmm. Question is, do I want to put in this and one of the kindreds and remove a card? I mean, the card that I can definitely remove is probably Nexus, because I don't have too many cards that aren't dinosaurs. So I could easily remove Nexus, put in Door of Destinies, and probably Kindred Summons. I'm trying to think of whether Summons or Charge is better. Charge might be better because it creates tokens that gain haste, and then the tokens die. Even though this is a sorcery and this is an instant, if you're playing either, you're playing to win. Um, Kindred Charge assumes you're going for the kill shot on your turn, though. Summons can technically be used as a defensive maneuver. Hmm. Don't know. Hmm. I'm not sure. Not sure. Oh, here's the battle theme. Love it. Uh, do I want to win more, or do I want to potentially? Well, hold on. Reveal. Da, da, da. Okay, yeah. So you just put it on the battlefield. It doesn't say tap. So yeah, you can use those as blockers. Hmm. Haste gets rid of stuff. In either case, both are vulnerable to uh, board wipes. Both are vulnerable to counter. One I can play at any time. but I don't get the haste effect. Hmm. But the tokens I create, if they don't die, they get exiled at the beginning of the next end step. So they stick around for two combats potentially. Um, Kindred Summons lets me come back from a deficit potentially. Thins out the deck. Makes it easier to get the things that I want. Like Kindred Summons can help me recover or go defensive. Kindred Charge. Uh, Kindred Charge potentially secures the win if I'm already ahead. Hmm. 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 When I create a copy of the token, does it create the copy at the point at which the token currently is or what the original creature is? Like, does it come with all of like the plus whatever counters and blah 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 and whatever? Because with Kindred Charge, you actually have to do math, because even if it doesn't come with all the counters, if it still triggers the effects of the other thing, when it's in whatever state it's in, then that still gives it extra stuff, and then it gives other stuff extra stuff potentially. I think. So it's like Kindred Charge is like, you've got stuff with pants, now create stuff with pants and like put more pants on the stuff with pants. I think Charge is the way to go here. I think Charge is the way to go. All right, Kat. I love you, but like you are like literally sitting on my mouse pad and I need it. Okay? You can you can hover right here. That's fine. Just don't lay down on the mouse pad. Okay, so we'll get rid of mask and we'll put in Kindred Charge and Door of Destinies. how should I adjust these lands? I have mostly green, followed by red, and then followed by white. Hmm. Maybe something like that. 12, 10, and 8. Okay, you're still laying down on the mouse pad, which means you're not paying attention to what I was asking you to do. Um, I think this looks pretty good. Okay, I can't have all three of you on my desk. Especially you when you're hitting the space bar. Here. You go here. Okay. Let me move my keyboard forward. Let me move my mouse. Okay. Yeah. Hmm. Oh, that's interesting art. Oh, Transformers, huh? Uh, I really just don't like the way that looks. The the original one it was set to. Um yeah, that's fine. Okay, this one's like Dinosaurs. Are there dino themed lands? Hmm. Or at least something like prehistoric looking, you know? Like that looks pretty good for a forest. I like that. Oh, and I forgot what set it was from. Damn it. Luckily it's pretty near the top. Ah, foundations. Okay. Foundations. Both of these look like they have humanoid figures in them, though. Uh, Usually, I like to keep things pretty consistent. Hmm. Mm. Oh, there are Jurassic World themed ones. I forgot about that. Uh, Man, all right. All right. Hold on. Hmm. I really like that one though. Uh, Man, I really don't like that one. Uh, Hmm. I don't know. I usually like keeping everything from one set. There you go. Move up a bit so you're not knocking stuff over. Uh, hmm. um, man, screw it. I'm just gonna leave that as is. I guess we will pull from the same version, and I can always just change it later. Foundations. And then, yeah, there is a person there. That just throws the theme off, man. I really don't like that. Really, 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 really don't like that. Mm, uh, I don't know. Boss theme. Double masters, maybe? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe Theros Beyond Death? Hey, what are you doing? Hey, don't be mean. The hell is your problem? Hmm? Hmm? Where was that one? Double masters. Um, Yeah, all right, I guess. Um. All right, yeah, that seems pretty good. I actually don't have. I was gonna look over another deck, but I really don't have enough time. Given when I want to end the stream, so I think having completed this, that will be good for today. And then we'll come back next week for more Ragnarok, and then maybe another deck on Friday or something. Seems pretty good for now, though. I don't know what other improvements I would make, but for the moment, this seems fine. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Don't lie down on the keyboard. Cat, what are you doing? Um. All right. Yeah, that is good. Let's head on back. Well, that's cool. Yeah, another deck in the bag. I'll just have to look. I'll just have to look it over and see if there's anything that I want to change. But for now, it looks great. So, Cat, what are you doing? Where were we even at? Think we were here? Mm, maybe we were here? No. I don't even know. Thanks for stepping on the keyboard there. Anyway, um, that's it for me. I am going to be signing off here, getting things done, and then heading out for some Friday night magic. So, you all have a good rest of your day. Have a good weekend. We'll be back next week. Appreciate you stopping by. Until then, take care, and I will see you later. All right. Bye now.